He's gonna have to deal with that.
Anything if the album ain't good, but niggas was saying Future album was better and Future album was trash, so I
Well, I
don't
mean,
believe it.
that album that fucking Drake had that sold all them switch calls, everybody shit on that album. It's like people bought it just to be like, it's bad. But like, yeah, look at my sales though. Like, yeah, but
They bought
niggas,
that album.
everyone's saying it's trash.
Loverboy was trash.
Yeah, but the difference here is Certified Lover Boy was a mid album, but your
No,
mid
before that
album
one.
did double. No. The one before that is comparable to Kendrick's numbers. That's the part that's so funny. People talk so much shit about Dark Lane demo tapes, but it's sold equally to Kendrick Lamar's album right
Yeah, but
Right.
Drake ain't
now. And that was
Kendrick. Drake is a bigger artist than Kendrick.
Yeah, he got enough contracts and shit between
well,
all
no.
these
It's
charges
not.
and
It's not
deals.
about that. It's just like what Kendrick Lamar alluded to was Kendrick Lamar, and I'm glad we're starting off the podcast with this. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Everyday Black Men Podcast with authentic black male thoughts. I'm Riker. I'm joined by R. Reed, Armstead, no DJ All Might, Shamel, and of course we have the Libertarian, formerly known as Black Libertarian, Rail, whatever the fuck you want to call this man. Just say his name right and count his money out. It's the same. But you can follow us on Twitter, EVYD Black Men, Instagram, Everyday Black Men, Everyday Black Men Facebook page. Our Patreon's EVMP. We got $3 and $5 tiers. You get extended episodes and all kinds of other cool shit. So definitely, when you get a chance, listen to our Patreon. But yeah, so the problem with Kendrick Lamar is twofold from how I see it. And you can tell me differently later on. One, he made this whole thing about top fives, and he decided to go on a press tour talking about how, he was coming back and he had lighters blocked for like 2 years and all this other stuff. Made it seem like it was going to be the second coming. He decided to tie Drake and Drake's latest Certified Lover Boy thing, and the fact that he gave a release date like 1 week before the album was going to drop. He did no physical sales, and he didn't have a single running out. So both him and Drake, the same thing. Now, Drake, I think you can kind of give him a half because he did have that one song with Lil Durk. Even though it wasn't on the album, it was a leading single that kind of kept the summer hot for him. But it wasn't on the album, so it doesn't count. But in the same way that Kendrick's The Heart Part 5 doesn't count. And people are being like, oh, if The Heart Part 5 was on there, it would have sold more. No, it wouldn't have. Stop fucking lying. Like, this is a stupid fucking argument. These two albums are comparable because they're very similar. Now, what Kendrick Lamar should have done is he should have released vinyls because that would have upped his numbers to at least 400,000. If he added CDs, he probably could have upped his numbers to 500,000. But right now, it's looking like he's going to make about 250,000, although he could be less or more because, as people learned with Jack Harlow last week, Jack Harlow thought he was going to sell 160,000. The nigga sold 110, and that's deemed a commercial failure. So watch what you think you're going to sell because you don't know if you're actually going to sell it. But Kendrick Lamar people, again, and I'm not saying anyone on this podcast because y'all don't really make excuses for Kendrick Lamar. He talked some shit.
Not Drake.
Yeah, exactly. He's not Drake, and that's the main thing that Drake stands were saying in the beginning is like, don't talk about how Kendrick Lamar is going to do this and Kendrick Lamar is going to do that, when more than likely Kendrick Lamar is not going to do what you niggas think he's going to do, and they were right. And people who are Kendrick stans don't want to give it to the fact that Drake's people were right. Kendrick isn't going to outsell Drake. It's over now. Like you
He
can
never
just go
was
ahead.
going to. They're not the same kind of
Yeah,
artist.
but that's the thing about it is people seem to think that Drake and Kendrick are in the same thing, or that because Kendrick Lamar is going to be better, commercially reviewed, that it matters. And it's like, you can think commercial reviews matter, but niggas have made an entire fucking career out of songs that talk about nuck if you buck and talking about, some cheese and some dope. Like, we don't care about what commercially people like. We care about the shit that moves people. And I actually love Kendrick's latest release. I think it's one of his most complete albums that he's put together to date. But I'm not going to give him an excuse because I like his album that I'm going to be like, oh, well, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it's not that, this other thing like Kendrick Lamar could have sold it. Just say, look, man, Kendrick Lamar ain't going to sell the same as Drake. And that's because there really isn't anyone at this current point in time that's not a white singer named Adele that is going to be on the level of Drake. And even then, Drake's not on Adele's level.
They're not comparable. Yeah, they're not even comparable. They just like I would compare like Drake and Cole. No, not Drake and Cole. Cole and Kendrick are a better comparison because they both kind of straight up rappers and they sing a little bit, but not like Drake is Drake. I mean, I love Drake for what he is, but he's just not a rapper.
He's not.
Correct.
Which is what kind of annoying. Like, best rap ever. Like, you don't rap enough for that, bro. Like,
Drake's last album was trash, though.
These kids think Lil Wayne is the best rapper ever.
Drake's last album was trash.
Drake's
I don't know if it was trash.
trash.
I just didn't think it was that good. I don't think trash.
Well, no, it's a mid album. It's like Jack Harlow's album. It's a mid album.
But he called Kanye West's album great. Remember?
Kanye West is great, and you won't disrespect.
Kanye West is great, but that album was not.
Yes, it
No,
was.
I like Donda. I think Donda's a really good complete work, but you're allowed to disagree on that. You're allowed to
That
say
shit
that you
went on
think it's
for way
trash.
too long.
I
I
don't
mean,
think it's
you could
trash.
also I think you can make that argument as well. You could say that if Kanye cut it down to just a clear 14 track vision, it'd be a much stronger album. I'm okay with
I
that.
mean,
Like
he's
I'm not
about
one of those
40
people.
tracks in at this point, right?
45, nigga. 40 fucking 5 tracks in.
All I'm saying is, if all we're gonna do is argue over numbers, then we just kind of completely forgo what hip hop's supposed to be. Because if we don't looking at numbers, then shit, rap wouldn't be nothing without the Beastie Boys.
I
And
mean,
God knows, I mean,
you're looking at numbers, then Bad Bunny is technically a rapper, ain't
right?
he?
She fucking killing the game.
Exactly. But Bad Bunny is comparable numbers to Drake.
To
Right.
y'all numbers, I think
But
Bad Bunny doing better than Drake.
who would
I
say
mean,
that
yeah, he got a lot of collabs. Bad Bunny got a
Yeah,
lot of fucking
he took
collabs.
over for Pitbull.
Mr.
Bad
Worldwide?
Bunny's actually pretty
Yes.
good, though. Mr.
Uh,
Worldwide.
Well, yeah, that's the difference. Is Bad Bunny's actually pretty good, whereas Pitbull's
Bad
kind
Baby.
of
I don't
like
know. You
you make a
crazy.
lot of
That
you
was the
fucking
hardest
out of your.
verses in history. On that Lil Jon album, what was that shit? Who know that shit?
Lil
Honestly, you
Jon
remember that Pitbull verse?
No, no,
What?
I didn't say he didn't have good verses. Pitbull was a good rapper, but I'm saying Bad Bunny makes, as far as music wise, Bad Bunny makes better music. I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't listen to neither one of them. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I think Pitbull had two levels of fame. That fame he achieved after he left what's the name's label is a whole different thing. When he came Mr. Worldwide, but when he was just fucking with Lil Jon on that little, damn, bro, I can't even remember that verse. But I remember
Mr.
that
World,
verse. He was on the Kings of Crunk. Y'all don't remember that one verse he had that was just so hard? I was like, shit, who the fuck is this?
A motherfucking
Found out it was
Pitbull.
some Hispanic guy named Pitbull until he turned into that. You know, I won't ya. It was
Hey, but
before
you know
that.
what? That
Somebody
sells,
that
and I feel
Pitbull.
like that's a good example of people talking about, oh yeah, such better. Look at their numbers. I'm like, I think most people would prefer old Pitbull to Mr. Worldwide, but numbers
I like
wise, you
old
can't really.
Pitbull over Mr. Worldwide because he turned into Flow Rider, but just
You talking
Hispanic Flow
about
Rider.
Lil Jon's song Pitbull's Cuban Ride Out?
I don't remember. I gotta hear, but I
They
remember.
go the verse is like, when it comes to these hoes, y'all know we on some Halloween shit. Start tricking and treating. I'm the one on some Halloween shit too. Get messed up for.
Uh,
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's
it
it.
ain't that one. It's not that one.
I ain't that one. He knows what I'm talking about because we used to listen to that shit in the car because of that beat.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name.
Was the one off the Bad Boy soundtrack? Damn, I love Miami.
I think it was on Kings of Crunk. Was it not?
Okay, Kings of Crunk.
So,
Dude, man, I would have
mm-hmm.
to hear like the first maybe 10 seconds of something, so
Yeah.
I cannot remember.
One of y'all used to do a heart for heart, word for word. I don't remember which one of y'all. But I remember that shit getting played over and over
The
again.
one that was on Kings of Crunk is Pitbull's Cuban Ride Out.
Then it ain't that one. What was on the one before that then? I'm gonna have to listen to it. I don't know my phone is.
this nigga going backwards in
I
time.
gotta
He
find
like,
my. I
nah,
don't
fuck
have my
that.
phone in my hand. I would have been found it. I just don't. Oh, they got my phone. Hold on.
Was it all Put Your Hood Up?
Was it on Put Your Hood Up?
Ain't no other verse on them.
No, I'm
Pitbull
trying to
wasn't on
find.
Push It Up.
I'll
He
find it.
wasn't on that album.
Okay, he wasn't on We Still Crunk either. That was way too early. That was
It
2000.
might.
Put Your Hood Up is 2001.
That was a good year. Oh wait, no, I
I
think
mean,
9/11 happened that year.
no,
Still a great
2001 was
year.
a good year. It was still a good year, bro. Like, I mean, look, I'm not saying that all this bad things that happened to people was good, because it wasn't. But I'm saying, looking at that year and comparing that shit to right now, when we got fucking a Russian president who may be about to be assassinated by people who also may have cancer, which is why he's going forward and willing to press a nuclear bomb, we might actually have been better off in 2001.
Yeah, but 2020 was gonna come eventually. So
I
If he
mean, you're
pulls
not
the
wrong.
trigger, if he pulls the trigger and launches that bomb, shit.
who's he
I
gonna
mean, I'm
hit
just
though?
saying.
I'm just gonna try to hit everybody.
Literally everybody. Shit. Damn. God
Don't we
damn.
have assassins for this kind of shit? Like, I don't know.
Nah,
I mean,
Put
look,
some in his
nigga, we
toothpaste.
use all them shit. We use all these people on fucking taking over other countries like Chile. So we kind of tapped out on that one, homeboy.
yeah, we
Kind of
kind of
tapped out
fucked
on that
up.
one.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah, I'm
How
thinking
did
it's
we
got.
fuck up?
I'm thinking it's got to be. I'm thinking it's got to be that
I'm
Pitbull's
thinking it
Ride Out.
might be that ride out. I can't. It don't
Yeah,
sound
because
the
I don't see
same though.
nothing else with this
I don't
nigga
think
on
this
that.
was it. I don't think this was it. It don't sound the same. Like I remember that because I'm listening to this beat. I'm just like, this is some mid ass beat, but I am older, so I may not think it's the
Yeah.
same as old.
Yeah.
I
Real
think
nigga
that was
roll
it.
call featuring Ice Cube. This is a
Was
different
it
time.
that
This is
one?
2004.
I don't remember him
No, no,
being
no,
on
no,
that track.
no. This is Crunk Juice. This is a completely different album.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was just looking at
what
shit and I'm just remembering
You
like
know,
when
John
Gangsta
had
Boo
so
was
many
hot.
artists that disappeared because I remember Bo Hagen. What's
Yeah.
happening? What's up? What's up?
What's happening? What's up?
What's up? I'm Bo Hagen, man. My nigga, I did shit. Niggas talk about raps and my niggas, I lives it. Yo, we walked around with a gas can, dog, for real, though.
Why the fuck did y'all niggas do that?
Don't ask questions, man.
You fill it up with
Different.
stuff, man. It's
Yeah,
It's a
you go
efficient.
to
different
QT,
time.
you go to QT, and they'll let you fill it up.
Yeah, they let you put drink in it. Let you put a drink in it.
Wait, what
Mm-hmm.
happened? Who did what?
Same
They
What
thing.
let you
happened?
put
Y'all
drink
remember
in
the
a
gas
gas
can?
can?
It's
The
a
gas
container.
can from QT?
Oh yeah, I remember we did that.
Yeah,
Y'all were some fucking niggas.
they did it.
Whoa.
You
So
just
start
don't
saying
understand the
they
time.
did it because just a few moments ago you said we did it. So
No, I'm talking about everybody did it. Like he acting like he wasn't around. You just weren't cool enough to buy a gas can.
No, nigga, I just wasn't dumb enough to buy a gas can and put drink inside of it.
Well, you
That shit sounds
enjoy.
efficient to
You
me.
pay 99
I
cents for
say
32
I say
ounces.
you
We
forgetting,
got
man. I used to
$5
live
to
in
drink for
yeah.
90.
Nigga, I don't consider that to be good use of my
That's a come up.
time.
That's a come up.
And
5 gallons of Coke for 99 cents. How you like
let
that?
me say, see, he did that, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people was, I already had a gas can saved, so I used my old gas can.
What was in
No,
that gas
it
can
had to be a
before?
new gas can.
Nigga, please use a new gas can.
Henceforth, the brain damage.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I had
What
that
was I
real gas.
saying? What was I saying? What was I saying?
this is
Uh,
a joke about brain damage.
got a headache, but it's not a tumor.
Hey man, you got a
Got a
headache, but it's not
headache,
a
but
tumor.
it's not a tumor.
Yeah, and Kodak Black was on Kendrick's album, and I really enjoyed that.
What?
Yeah.
He was?
Oh
Kendrick
yeah,
Lamar?
a lot of people were very pissed about that. They're like, how could they let this rapist on this album? Like, did you still listen to it? Yes, but I
He
skipped
was a
that track
rapist?
on my repeats. I mean,
Yeah,
When
he
he
was he
don't.
a
pleaded he
rapist?
pleaded guilty.
He don't
He
like
pleaded
black people.
guilty. He pleaded guilty to that rape in South Carolina, bro.
Pled.
That's why he got released. Yeah, you're right. He pled.
Oh, God, that don't mean he did it.
I mean,
He
statistically,
had
niggas only plead guilty to stuff that they actually did.
no. As long as
I
it didn't
mean,
take
unless
against
they
the
taking a
parties, he
deal,
have to
which is
plead
a lot
guilty.
of them.
Correct.
Well, I mean, he also had to take a deal because if he hadn't gotten that, if he hadn't pled guilty to the rape and did the other thing, yeah, he wouldn't be out here walking in these streets. But nigga,
Correct.
if you plead guilty to rape, nigga, we not hanging out. I'm just saying that's
I'm
just
letting you know,
the
if
way
I
it
have to
goes.
do it, I have to do it. Like, bro, what are you talking about? He had no choice. Well, he was going to be in jail for the rest of his life.
I
Why
mean,
would you
bro,
have to do it?
exactly. He didn't have to put himself in
Oh,
that
my
situation.
God.
Don't be talking about what gremlins do. You don't understand their thought process or lack thereof.
Exactly. I don't.
If
I don't
anybody
understand the
understands,
gremlin thought process, nigga. I move forward with my life, but yeah, a lot of wannabe feminists were mad about that, and it's like if you listen to the album, Kodak Black got a check, so just remember that in the back of your little minds.
Where
That's
do
a
you
little
find these people
confusing.
in these stupid ass opinions? I don't even
What?
listen to
They probably got like 3 likes. But I mean, how are we gonna
them.
talk
No,
shit
no, they
about
got
that?
like 30,000 likes. I actually took a screenshot because I knew this shit would come up.
Oh,
I
it's
Whatever.
mean,
All
funny.
I'm
rape.
saying is,
You
if
know, I
Drake,
mean, at the end of the day, rape isn't funny. I mean, I don't know what happened in the case, but rape isn't funny and it's not cool. So if he did rape somebody, fuck him as a human being. Because no
Oh, yeah,
woman
that's
deserves
right.
to get raped.
rape is only funny when it's dudes going to prison in a movie, because
It's
then
not
that
funny
there's.
like that either. It's not funny.
Oh,
I
yes, it
mean,
is.
no, no,
Get
no,
hard is
no.
I'm
funny.
saying it's presented.
What he's saying is it's presented as being funny when it happens to men. It's presented as being a world devastating event for women. So he's
Oh,
calling out
okay.
the inequalities between the
Double
two,
standard.
which is yeah.
Yes, they made a whole movie about it called Get Hard, and it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's called what?
Get
Get hard.
Hard with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he had to go to jail?
See,
Yeah, but
he took that he did what he had to do.
Yeah, he let his girl rape him first.
Damn, I didn't see
Yeah,
the movie. I don't know if I want to see it now.
that's a little bit more. That's a little bit more.
So
conversation's off the rails at this
you,
point.
You let the girl wrap you with a strap on before a man can take it from you.
What? What are you talking about? No, this isn't.
The
I don't
movie
think
Get
this.
Hard.
I don't think we should be
This is
talking
why
about this stuff.
this is why YSL got locked up by the feds this week.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about that though? The YSL got locked up.
Well, you said Adele got locked up?
YSL, Young Thug's label.
Oh.
Everybody went down, and except for Little Keed, who apparently was the only member not committing crimes. And then he mysteriously dies at 24 immediately after that. It's like white people said, fuck it. If we can't get all of y'all, we gonna poison this nigga.
Or he was a
died
weak link,
from
and they was
liver
like, nah.
And his baby mama pregnant again. My mama know her. It's interesting that hey, she told man, am I giving out too much information?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean the nigga got cash like that, man.
Had cash like that, he did.
Somebody had life insurance on him. They was smart.
Nah, he's 24. He ain't got no life insurance.
No, it's not that he's 24. He's 24 and he's around dumb niggas. Because there are 24-year-olds who
They
got
weren't
life
dumb
insurance.
niggas. Like,
They are dumb. They are dumb if they did not have life insurance on them.
He ain't go to jail YSL. He can't be that dumb.
No. What I'm saying is, for Lil Key, you could easily get $5 million in life insurance.
I don't know if he don't have life insurance. I'm just saying I don't think they had life insurance because they niggas.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. 24-year-olds of other people, when they see that their child is a millionaire, they get multiple millionaire life insurance. That way, if something happens, the family stays rich. Black people don't, and that's why we stay at the bottom.
My parents got life insurance on me when I was young. They was like, all right, we know what it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying not like little 15, little 20,000. I'm talking about
who the fuck is
millions.
Casanova?
What do you mean? Who the fuck is Casanova? What are you talking about?
Like the rapper Casanova.
Oh, nobody knows.
Oh, he's one of New York. He's one of New York niggas.
Oh, okay.
That could be any of them.
Yeah, we used to know this nigga named Casanova. Well, I ain't know the nigga. That nigga Semi knew that nigga, aka the. I was wondering if it's the same nigga, but this nigga 25, so it can't be the same nigga.
It's funny how
I mean, are you
niggas take
sure?
the same name as another nigga.
Nah, that's another nigga. I didn't think Casanova was a good name, but whatever.
Why? Why did you think that?
Fabio. If you know who Casanova is, the world's greatest lover.
Oh, yeah, the book.
Yeah.
You talking about The Secret?
No, the real book, not The Secret.
Just believing it'll happen.
That's what Naruto teaches you?
Oh, yeah. Actually, since you brought that shit up, I watched a YouTube thing where they broke that down. Actually, The Secret is based off this completely debunked thing that this one guy thought of because he was lazy as shit and was like, I need to start a cult because I don't want to work. And so he basically made that. And that's what almost all of these get rich, think and be rich, or how to win friends and influence people, or The Secret, they're all based on his actual book, his actual bullshit that he made up. But he was really big during the Great Depression because people were hopeless. And so he went around taking the few coins that people had left and turning it into like a whole grifting empire. And then he died mysteriously like in the 1950s or 60s. But, hey, he got to live an entire life making up bullshit and, impregnating a bunch of women.
Oh, he's a politician.
No. He didn't have to run for office. This nigga's self-appointed.
Oh.
He's like a dictator that doesn't have to lead.
That sounds like an American politician. Like the more you describe it.
But American politicians don't spend more time talking to actual people and running for election. Like, remember, we start running for elections every year. Like, that's why, like, Mitch McConnell went to, like, he saw Nancy Pelosi go to Ukraine. Then he and Republicans just popped up in Ukraine. It's like, weren't y'all the same niggas, like, 2 months ago saying we didn't have enough money to fight in Ukraine? But suddenly, when it became about freedom, all of a sudden, y'all niggas were like, oh, we got to spare no expenses.
Yeah, because it's not their money.
Absolutely, because it's not their money.
You're not lying, bro. You preaching, bro.
I ain't a big fan of church like that.
You ain't a big fan of church like that.
Most of them don't do shit for their communities anyway. And they can come around thumping like, you got to join our church so you can get some blessings. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, goddamn.
Hey, Ada Long did a lot for the community.
Who?
I mean, for the community. Ada Long struck teenagers.
Bishop?
You can say that, but I mean, what have you done for the community?
Oh, I'm not the one taking money from the community. That's my thing. You want to talk about like an institution? Something that where your own book says you're supposed to get back, but they're not, and they somehow keep expanding. Like, and I'm not talking about all churches, because I that definitely could make a blanket statement like that. But in general, that's why I typically dislike churches. And then I end up going inside, and I'm like, why did I do this?
I think you just got to go to a church that's actually trying to go somewhere, because that's a disagreement that I had with someone earlier. Because my church is going to start going to strip clubs and converting strippers, and she was like, "You don't need to do that. Like, I mean, like priests shouldn't do that. You're gonna get tempted. This is exactly how it leads to the ruin of a man. It's like, I'm sorry, but strippers need Jesus more than everybody. All right, they deal with some shit you ain't never got to deal with because you don't have them kind of problems. But it's like women get so up in arms, like strip clubs are vile, disgusting place. I'm like, yeah, but so is daytime television, and you tune in. So let's keep it 100.
A bad girls club and all them other
I think
bullshit.
the idea is though that you could actually touch this random woman.
Well, think about it.
They got a job.
You can't touch somebody on daytime TV.
I mean, no. What I'm saying is that, like, my pastor is very married, and he has a beautiful wife and kids. He is not trying to leave nobody for his wife. Plus, his wife will kill him, literally, and she'll get away with it too. So he ain't going in there for that reason. Plus, he's going not by himself. Like, a bunch of guys going in there trying to convert strippers. You know exactly what that is. That's just fellas' night out. But he's going in there with some church mamas, and they gonna come in there and they gonna convert some of these women, or just kind of get them to talk, get them to come by the church. And that's why one of the things he was saying is like, well, when these girls start coming in here, they're not going to have regular skirts. So, I mean, if you want to buy them stuff that looks more churchy, but don't be mad when their asses is hanging out, because that's what their profession has them buying. So don't be up in here acting like they should need to look like super Christian. Like they going to look how they look, and, you work on reforming them with the Lord. He also wants to spend a lot more. Well, remember, they want a Christian look like modest and those kinds of things. Like that's what a Christian woman is supposed to look like. I mean, we could go deeper in that, but I'm not trying to go into that quagmire. But the big
nice
thing
Family Guy
here,
reference.
Peter.
I think that was the word.
You're a piece of shit, and you being a hater does not make you any greater. But no, the big thing here is a lot of church people are resistant to those kinds of things. But when you bring up like the fact that daytime television, like the first and foremost thing I always like to bring up women is you realize you can't say anything to a man about Christ, because women are not supposed to be teaching the church. And women will hem and haw and go back and forth about how, people added this into the Bible. It's like, well, what if it wasn't a woman who added into the Bible that we should be monogamous? What if every man is meant to have 2 wives, 3, 4, 5? Like, if you're going to start picking and choosing what parts of the Bible we taking, it's not going to end up well for you, because you're always going to lose. Like, there's no winning when you decide to play that game. But it's just so interesting how people can always be like, that part of the Bible over there. Because that's partly why I didn't have the Black Israelites on here. Because to be honest, I don't feel like having a stupid argument with them over dumb shit, because it's like, look, I get it. You guys are Black Israelites, whatever. But I'm done going back and forth with your ideas, because at this point in time, if we decide to have them in the next month, I'm going to hurt their feelings. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to just be tearing apart their entire worldview. And they'll be like, aren't you a Christian? Yes, but I'm burning the house because you niggas are inside it.
Smoking on your top 5 tonight.
It's an interesting idea, because like they're now, I mean, and CNN is one of the biggest perpetrators of this. They call people black supremacists to offset white supremacists. And it's quite an interesting spectacle that they're making out of, especially the Black Israelites, out of Black people in our causes. Like, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like it takes us backwards when we sit here and say
because they want you
shit.
to believe reparations is extremist view.
Well, it's not that. It's not that. They want you to believe reparations is something that you need to let them argue for. And it's like, if we let white people argue for reparations, or the token Black people that y'all tend to put up there, because they are so mad that Marcel, the guy in South Carolina, looks like he's doing okay. They're like, why are people even voting for him? Like, the fact that y'all can't figure it out. And plus, isn't that homophobic of you? Like, I thought the Democratic Party was about, everybody's rights. Very homophobic for you to ask why people are voting for a Black gay man. I mean, I'm just saying, like.
Oh, speaking of politics, our senator preacher voted for that abortion bills up until like the day of birth. I'm not voting for that nigga. Up until the day before the birth, I'm not voting for that nigga. He actually just lost my vote personally.
Nigga, you said you wasn't gonna vote for him anyway.
Oh well, I was gonna do it for the team, but I'm not doing it.
I don't know why you have a thought in this when you know how the abortion bill is going to go anyway. Doesn't matter what he votes for. If the Supreme Court overturns it, it doesn't matter.
Mm-mm. He just voted for them to be able to abort a baby up until the day before birth. Like, what the fuck? You're
I
a
feel like that needs to be a
preacher.
stipulation.
That's
again,
weird.
again,
You're
it's one
supposed
of
to
the
be a
it's
preacher.
again,
Uh-uh.
again, it's one of those things where it's a vote that doesn't matter. We all knew how that vote was going to go before it came up.
Correct, but he didn't have to join it.
Yes,
Hold
but
on.
he does have
So
to join it to get those women to vote for him. You realize it's all game. You've
Fuck
watched
that.
Ozarks, nigga. You know
You
how this
played the
goes.
wrong game.
all I'm saying is you can't blame old boy for doing what he did and then be like, well, Kodak Black had to do what he had to do and take that charge.
Exactly. He had to take this charge if he wanted to get the white women to vote for him.
Look, gremlins will be gremlins. It don't matter if they're in the streets or in the politics or political seats.
Hey, but this nigga knew that perk was fake, but he still ate it because he's a gremlin.
Exactly. This nigga knew that
You
bill was
know,
dead, but he still voted because he's a gremlin.
I didn't say
It
this
was the
last
most
podcast,
extremist bill on earth.
but the only reason they're doing that is because there are no more white people, and
Well,
they're
yeah,
going backwards. I mean,
that's
they're going
exactly what I was
backwards.
going to lead into. That's exactly what I was going to lead into because that's what the white shooter did recently. It's like white people know that their days at the top of the food chain in America are very limited, even though white people make up 69% of our military. Shout out back to the episode where we covered that, which is probably 3 weeks ago because you know me. But
I'm waiting
white
for that.
people are always cognizant of their own whatever, which is why whenever women complain about this whole abortion bill and I'm in their vicinity and I'm talking to them, I'm like, so you think that this is horrible that they're going to overturn abortion? I'm like, okay, all right. You realize that half of the women are the ones who voted in these politicians and these judges that made these things. Well, yeah, but they didn't have better options. Really? You're saying there wasn't a better option? You're saying there were no women that were running. You're saying that it was only these white men and black man that were going to be the ones possible, and the other white woman to do it. Well, you know, I didn't really like Hillary Clinton. Well, then guess what? Because you didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, you now are going to lose abortion rights. Look at the circle. Look at the circle. But
But
Let
they
me make
never had the rights to abortion.
well, no, they had the right to abortion after the 1973 case. They had the right to abortion. Before then, they didn't have the right.
It was still
1973
done.
case.
well,
I
Yeah,
mean,
he
well,
yeah, yeah.
black
clearly
people
didn't
are
hurt the
We're
law,
not,
but none of our rights.
black people are going backwards as well. I just want to put that out there.
well,
Let
no,
me
no.
put that
We know
before.
that. Yeah, but the black we talk to black people all the time. But I'm just trying to get black people to realize you can't say you didn't vote for Hillary, or the bigger thing that people don't want to acknowledge is you'll realize that if men had a say in abortion, none of these laws would be taking place. Point blank. Period. And they're always going to be like, "That's bullshit. Prove me wrong." I'm like, you realize if men had the right to have a say in abortion, whether they are for or against it, or want the kid aborted or don't want the kid aborted, we would have enshrined that shit in laws. Like if men were the ones who had children, which we're not, we would be the ones to be like, yeah, there's going to be no ruling on that. It's because women decided that y'all are going to be the only voices for or against abortion that men decided to sit this one out. And since we sat this one out, a bunch of conservative, crazy ass motherfuckers decided that they're going to take away your right to abortion because they feel that white people are being slowly replaced and they want to stop that. Even though they don't realize this only stops poor white people from having babies. Rich and middle class white people will go fly, book a flight to Canada, book a flight to Cancun, get
Mexico.
abortion, come back. I mean, yeah, I thought that was covered by Cancun, but you know, whatever.
I thought you was talking
Like
about the
this is
island.
no. I was talking about the city. But this is not going to stop anyone who has means from getting an abortion. In fact, actually, this is going to become an abortion boom because there's going to be a lot of women who just going to go take these random trips in the middle, especially like all these people working from home. Boy, they about to be like, hey, this week I'm working from Cancun. I'm gonna be a little bit slower because I get jet lag very badly, and you're gonna see abortions booming from the middle and upper end, you know, stuff. It's gonna be business as usual. It's the poor people, the ones who are gonna be producing these gremlins that are gonna rob y'all in about 20 years. Because I'm about to build me a compound, but in about 20 years, when y'all start getting robbed, I just want to remind y'all. Remember how y'all didn't want these people having abortions? Well, this is what happens. Crime is what happens always with abortions. The crime that was supposed to happen in the 90s didn't happen because of abortion, and the crime that's going to happen in the 2050s is going to be because of abortions. So you've been warned, it's going to go the way it's going to go. But whenever women want to point out that abortion is something that's a right, we need it. I'm like, well, if y'all needed it and it was a right, you should have involved men because then it would have stayed a right.
I mean, like, are you
I
making
don't
an
know.
argument that
Yeah, he is.
would okay?
Yeah, he is.
All I'm saying is I don't know why you think them compound walls gonna stop fucking Kodak Black. You just wasting money, bro.
Well, because Kodak Black knows that when he sees who
$5
you're like.
abortion is going away. Now you got to get to pay for your consequences of being whores.
Oh, no, they're not going to pay for the consequences. One of two things are going to happen. Either one, rapes are going to go up because there's going to be a lot of niggas not getting played at all.
That's why.
Or two, there's going to be a lot of women who are going to be very selective about stuff, and we're going to go into a
That's
very
why.
conservative decade. No, it's very true because I'm not talking
No,
about
they're
people
going to
who
be
are.
whores.
I'm not
Whores don't
talking.
know better.
No,
They're
no,
going to be
no,
whores.
no, no. You're talking about women who are in their 20s. They're already done, bro. They're already on the feminist train. They've already left the station. I'm talking about the kids younger than your kid. Like your kid is at the tail end of that Gen Z. I'm talking about the next generation, the one that some of these kids haven't even been born yet.
No, they're going to be responsible.
Well, Gen A? I'm assuming we're just going to go back to the big start of the alphabet.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Gen A.
I think we should go with Gen 1.
I mean, we could go with Gen 1. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Sounds
matter
like
whatever we call them.
reference.
It is a PlayStation reference. It's restarting. But anyway, for this generation, whatever we're going to call the new upcoming 25-year generation, they are basically going to do things that are going to be far more conservative. The same way that people always get mad that they're like, why is Gen Z always in their phones? It's like because they've grown up with their phones their whole lives. Like it's a different way about it. The same way that for us, remember, Gen Z's having sex a lot less than we were having sex at the same point in time because Gen Z's a lot more conservative. I'm saying the generation after Gen Z is going to make Gen Z look like they were fucking
whores.
Second wave feminist
sucking
whores.
Dick? Oh, never mind.
Sucking dick, all free love everywhere. That's what they're going to make them look like because they're going to grow up in a world where there's been no abortion their whole lives. So they're going to grow up in a world where they're told, look, if you get pregnant, we have to have this kid because you're more than likely not going to know in the first 6 weeks. So we're going to have this kid. It's going to be terrible. Your life is going to be ruined. And so there's going to be a lot of niggas not getting their dick sucked, a lot of niggas not fucking, a lot of niggas going to grow.
Well, no, dicks will still be sucked. That don't lead to babies.
No. A lot of these niggas don't eat pussy. And the conservative generations were a lot less on sucking dick. That was a free love edition. Like oral sex used to be kind of like very taboo. I don't know if you know, like 1920s, but if somebody found out that you suck dick, the neighborhood beat your ass. That was how that shit went. All right, so people didn't engage in all that shit. That was that free love
openly.
1960s. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, for the most part, the way in our generation, it was open, so people were allowed to be open, whatever. You ain't growing up being great at sucking dick if you not getting tips. I'm just letting you know, like them girls, they got to powwow together. They got to come down. It's a compound. It's a combine. They gotta source skills and all that shit. That's not gonna be happening. So it's gonna be a lot of.
Why not, bro? You seem to be forgetting one key component, my guy.
What's that key component?
See, this is gonna be one of the first generations, though. This next one coming up, where people gonna be able to like do a quick search and probably catch somebody in their family, auntie, mama, some shit like that, sucking dick for money. Because OnlyFans, that shit ain't going away, bro. People paying for them videos and saving them.
OnlyFans ain't going away, but you remember, Gen Z looks down on people who do OnlyFans unless they're the ones doing it.
There you go, right there.
Well, yeah,
and
I mean, again,
the harder shit gets, the more people are gonna start. It starts with stripping, but then you can strip from home.
I mean, it's true, but also false because a lot of niggas is not paying for these OnlyFans girls. It's the same 3% of men buying all their shit.
Right, and that's enough to make some money. The women don't care if it's 10 dudes or one dude paying for their content. As long as the numbers match up, shit, it's whatever.
I mean, I agree with you. It is whatever. But what I'm saying is, and I think we're going way far off topic, but hey, I like this. These women are going to be much more conservative, so it's going to be very interesting to see how all this shit plays out. I think it's not going to play out very well for anyone involved, but, it's not my generation. I ain't got to worry about what the fuck happens with them because by that point in time, I mean, if I had to date at that point in time because of something horrible happening in my life, I'm not going to be trying to date nobody who's 20 years old. I'm going to be looking for a 30-year-old who don't want kids.
I guess.
I mean, it just is what it is, man. It's not really a big thing, but we kind of segued all over the topic that me and Black Libertarian said we were going to discuss, which is the white guy who went and killed all those black people in Buffalo. And it's just white people, they commit a crime, they get taken home completely in cuffs, they get to have their day in court. Black people don't even really commit a crime, just run away from an officer and you get shot in your back. And it's like, This is some bullshit. Like, this nigga actually planned out a manifesto of how he was going to go in here. He scouted that place, made those people feel like he was a weird white guy. But of course, police didn't take weird white guy complaints the same way that they would have taken black male casing a joint out.
What do you
And
mean
like that.
casing? You could just walk somewhere. Be a
No.
pedestrian in black.
He cased that specific supermarket. Like, he wrote diagrams and
Yeah,
observed. Go ahead, Black Libertarian.
He had a whole manifesto, bro. He wrote basically a word paper on how he was going to fuck this place up. And I can attach the documents in here, but it's bad. Like, this
Well, I
level
know
of
black people have guns. They thought the police was going to protect them.
Yeah, I mean,
well, remember,
the
this is poor Buffalo, nigga. They ain't got money for guns.
They got money for guns. You can get a gun.
My
It's America.
Well, no. I mean, like, legally, like, what legally.
You can get a legal gun, bro. You can get a gun.
It's New York State, nigga. This is not Georgia.
And then get the hell out of there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I've been telling black people for a long time. But go ahead with your homeboy.
Yeah, he stays there, and he was just like, if he was going to go grocery shopping when he got off work early, but he decided not to. He just went home. He was like, bro, I could be dead. And I was like, yo, the whole situation is kind of weird. And he said white people don't usually come over there with guns because they usually get them taken by the black people. So that's why they thought it was even stranger. And this dude, you got to see what he did, bro. The dude is crazy. And
oh yeah, man, that first initial shot. Because the problem also is the fact that the police haven't really released it, but like the footage from his rampage leaked because this nigga recorded this shit. Like, he wanted you to see that he was aiming specifically for fucking black people. Like, the first person he sees.
What's that gaming platform?
No Russian.
No, the gaming platform that people use.
Twitch.
The streams, Twitch. Yeah, he Twitch streamed this entire killing, bro.
Yo.
But they're gonna shut down his Twitch account.
That's possible.
Oh no, they already did that shit. They scrubbed as much of his shit as they could. They couldn't scrub the manifesto because that nigga leaked it all over the internet. But they scrubbed his entire Twitch thing and made it seem like he hadn't been talking about killing black people for like the last whatever amount of time. And the thing about it is, I don't see how you can be so mad at black people, bro. You're 18 years old. Like, the most you've gotten is a couple swirlies in a fucking high school, nigga. Like, you
really ever seen a swirly done in real life?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yes.
But
it's kind of funny.
His followers were manifesting or praying that he'd find the right people to kill while this was going on. So this was a really sick situation. It's not as straightforward as people want to act like it was. I mean, I remember the black guy did shoot up the train station. I don't know if this had something to do with that. I don't know if they were linked somehow. But this is beyond sick. And I'm going to post
I don't think he didn't kill anybody.
He did kill.
No,
he injured. He injured him. Yeah.
He tried to kill him though. I mean, his goal was death.
His goal was death. Like, let's not split hairs. Like, both of these are heinous, evil people. But it's one of those things where it's like one of these people planned out.
He wasn't discriminating by race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the big difference.
Yeah, that's the big difference. Well, they say that the black guy had a bunch of his manifesto. He was talking about how white people are trying to kill black people, and that's what they try to call him, a black supremacist.
I mean, are they?
Wait. White people trying to kill us. Sounds like black supremacist to me. You can say a lot. I don't think you're using that word correctly, but
can't be a black supremacist. It just doesn't exist. Not here. I'm sorry.
We got anti-white people, but I don't know about black supremacists. Normally, the people that talk like that, once you listen to them for a little while, they're like, "Oh, you ain't the apex of nothing, my brother."
Yeah. Not at all.
I mean, it is an interesting situation. I don't know what's going to happen to this dude. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he probably gonna take him to Burger King, and then.
Man, they were patting him on the back when they were arresting. They're like, "Hey, man, it's gonna be okay."
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, we're sorry you got caught, man. We wish you made it to that Walmart. There's a whole bunch of blackies over there,
he
bro.
Tried to turn into a gun control argument. I saw that on MSNBC.
Wasn't it Puerto Ricans too, though? Wasn't he trying to take out Puerto Ricans as well?
Rated M for mature.
I mean, yeah, like the first person, I think she was just light skinned, but he may have thought that she was Puerto Rican. Also, he shot her. He shot her dead in her face. She was his first kill. And then the security officer, I mean, he's dead now. But it's like, nigga, you heard someone get shot and you didn't turn around with your gun. You turn around with your gun on holster and then you get shot in the face. Like, goddamn, nigga. Like,
nobody took his gun and shot him back.
Yeah, let me post it.
No. he already had the plan. Like when he killed the police, because he was planning on killing the security officer first, but some about a black woman antagonized him, so he shot the black woman first. Then he goes in and shoots the security guard. The problem with this guy is he already figured once he shoots the security guard and he has his gun, kick the gun basically under this place where people wouldn't be able to get to it. Like he had already pre-planned all this shit. Like he had cased the joint. He knew how many aisles there were. He knew which ways people could leave. He knew which exits were exits, which ones were bathrooms, how he could trap people, and he made sure to double tap every single person that he killed.
Yeah, I mean, I posted a picture of the first woman he shot. And, I mean, we're not going to show it to the viewers because it's extremely graphic, but you can see her head is out of here. And just straight gone.
Yeah, her head is no more. That should look like, and the way she got hit, you could tell her body didn't even deflect it. So it looks like zombie. It looks like like some sort of dead movie, but it's not. That's actual real life as a woman being shot in front of a grocery store.
That's just the second of impact. Like her body's already dropping. It's just physics shit.
Yeah. Not to mention on top of this man, of course, got a legal rifle and illegally modified it so he could be able to shoot as many rounds as he possibly could.
That bitch dead, bro.
Yeah, that woman is dead.
That's your reply, bro.
I mean, this is Reed. I don't know why you expected him to have an intelligent, we are the world, we are the shit. No, this is Reed.
I never really liked that song.
That bitch is dead, bro. Yeah, he caught her back. So I mean, I don't know what needs to be done because I don't think there's really anything you can do.
Well, I mean, there's nothing you can do other than actually prosecute and kill these white kids because if they understand that the police are going to come there and kill them, it might make a different impact. But as long as we're going to keep discovering them and then telling them, drop to the ground, put your weapon down, son, as long as we're going to keep doing that shit, they ain't never going to stop. Because we saw the same shit with the guy in Texas. It was white replacement theory, so I went and killed a whole bunch of Hispanics and blacks. It's like, bro. Also, black people, man, y'all got to go to places where y'all actually have guns, and y'all need to have guns on you. And y'all be acting like there's not a segment of the population that don't want black people dead.
That's true.
We normally try to stay away from those places.
Yeah, but
sometimes they wander around.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very tragic what he did. I wonder how people are going to respond because the way they responded to the black guy was just like, oh, black people are crazy. And I want to see how they respond to this guy, knowing what he did, how little he cared about other people, and how much terror he caused and problems.
Probably not going to respond to him much at all. Kind of like the 2019 El Paso thing where a white guy decided that he was anti-immigration, didn't like fucking Hispanic people, and said that white people need to be on top, so he killed all those Hispanic and Latinos. That was 23 that were killed.
Yeah.
It happened in a Walmart like this guy was planning.
I just don't know what made this guy so mad about black people. What did we do to him? And I mean, you already asked the question.
Just being black. Just being black for him was a threat. It don't make no fucking sense. And we can try to think, about what could make this guy be like this, but the truth of the matter is, bro, it's just him. It's just him. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It got nothing to do with anything else. It's just him, and he knows he's a white man in a white world, and more than likely they're not going to kill him.
Right.
Similar to that guy in Nigeria, like I was talking about earlier, where a woman, I get it, she definitely decided that she was going to say some shit about God, and, she shouldn't have said that shit. I don't care what you feel. Don't insult people's religious beliefs. But she said that shit in northern Nigeria, and northern Nigerians don't play. So they beat the shit out of her, and then once she was pretty much in a coma or shock state, they then lit her body on fire and burned her to death. It's a horrible, tragic death of a young college student who didn't deserve that. She was a Christian as well, which is, that also pisses me off when people kill people outside of their religion. But all that aside, she died for no fucking reason, just like these people died for no fucking reason. And there's a lot of people making excuses, being like, oh, well, she shouldn't have said anything about Islam. And it's like, I mean, isn't it the same Allah that talks a lot about peace and all that stuff? Oh, but I guess, if you say something about... That's who?
Yeah, that's the front. Yeah, they don't believe in none of that shit. They're all violent murderers.
What?
I mean, I don't believe every Muslim is a violent murderer, but I would be remiss if I didn't say some are violent murderers, but I wouldn't say all.
Let's just say it's more than we act like they are.
Well, yeah, but the media loves downplaying it when it's a nice sob story.
Like they act like it's a religion of peace, but I mean, it's a very
No, the religion is very peaceful, but I mean, you remember the first part of the Bible is if your enemies are your enemies, nigga, kill them. Like, let's not act like up until Jesus, God isn't just like fuck all these niggas and everybody who says anything against me.
I mean, I'm down with that too. So what are you talking about?
Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, you
I'm not
can't say.
saying that. What I'm saying is, bro, once you know about Shia law, where you ain't even fucking with it, bro. You be like, I don't believe nothing y'all say.
I mean, once you believe in any of these laws, you ain't fucking with this shit. But I hear
What they call it, Shia,
you.
Shira,
Sharia law,
law.
Shira law, yeah, bro. You can't trust
Sharia
them.
law. You're right.
Sharia,
Yeah,
yeah,
Sharia
you
law.
can't trust them, bro. They can do whatever they want to do in order to, wherever their goals. How can you trust somebody like that? You can be dishonest, and even about your religion itself,
Well,
about
look,
what
man,
you
they were
think.
honest to God. That's what
Now, how can
matters,
you really
bro.
trust somebody like that, though?
Bro, they were honest to God.
Man, you know which ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the black.
Well, we know that it's not the black ones that be getting into all this trouble either.
Well, they do, but not like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
kind of stuff right there. I mean, I'm still kind of flabbergasted because this whole story is wild, bro.
I mean, he chose the right place to do that in. Some liberal Negroes up north who think the government gonna protect
Well,
them.
it's not. Again, they're not liberal Negroes. They're just conservative, poor black people in New York who probably their mama lived there, their daddy
New
lived
York
there, so they
State.
all lived there. Again, they had a poor grocery store. That's a regular ass grocery store. This is not no grocery store that had like a bunch of whatever. It's a grocery store in a poor
That's
black
all I know,
neighborhood.
bro. We going to Walmart strap. Not every day. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You can't do that down south.
Well,
I see guns
no.
everywhere.
Well, no, that's partly why you picked that place because they can't go strapped up in there. That's why they had the security guard. But the problem is when you have to leave your stuff to a security
Bro,
guard.
did you watch them comments of people when they say you can take guns everywhere? Like black women are so fucked up in the head. Oh, I'm so scared. It's like, bitch, get you a gun. What you scared for? It's just a
Well, you
gun.
realize most of these people are scared of guns because the only time they see guns is movies, TV shows, and all that stuff. And no one actually ever sat down and showed them how a gun works. No one ever sat down and was
I
like, "I'm
am.
gonna teach you this stuff."
This is
Yeah, but
America,
again,
bro. This is America, bro.
you got it.
You fucking cowards.
You keep talking out of two sides of your mouth. You can't say women oftentimes need male guardianship and then be like, "But women should know they could just buy
I don't give a
guns."
fuck. I keep telling you, I don't give a fuck about women I don't know. If I know nothing about them, I give two shits about them. But
Yeah,
I'm telling you what I
you
saw.
seem to care about men who you don't know.
Oh, because we need better men. Better
Ah,
men create better
here we
women.
go. Here we go.
There we
Well,
go.
thank
How's that both sides of my mouth? Go ahead, keep going.
that is both sides, sir. That is both sides.
That's the
You
same
can't
thing.
say no. That is two different sides. You can't say these women are responsible for this problem because they refuse to take their
I
own
never said women
safety.
were
And
responsible for any problem. I blame everything on men.
you blame every problem on men.
Yep.
Then why do you blame these women for not having guns and being afraid
I'm
of them?
blaming them for their stupid opinions.
No, you should blame men for not
It's like an
educating them
opinion
better
in
on
thought.
guns. Again, you should blame men for not educating them better on their thoughts.
No, black women don't listen until we get more men. There's no reason to
Whoa,
argue.
whoa, 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 whoa! Black women listen. I mean, not the liberal ones you're talking about, but black women listen.
You know which ones I'm talking about. You ain't splitting
Yeah,
hairs
but
over there.
you're not trying to say those.
You're trying to act like those are the minority.
I mean, I think they are the minority. I think
No,
there's
they're
a
not,
silent
bro.
majority. I
No,
think
they're
there's a
not.
silent majority, as you like to say. That's
I
why
think they're the majority
I think
because
if
I was
they're the
watching them come.
majority,
No, and another comment I saw, there's somebody, yeah, I guess he tried to diss Vivica Fox for being her age and unmarried. And so many women was like, well, marriage is not the goal. She looks like she's quite successful to me. I'm just like, this bitch gonna live her whole life and just die. There's nothing about her on this earth that's gonna live. Her money goes nowhere. Like, what's so great about that? Y'all bitches got the game wrong. Y'all gonna
She
realize the game has
transitioning.
changed. We ain't
well,
worried about
remember,
you no man.
Vivica Fox has had so many surgeries because she hates herself. And a lot of
Easily.
women don't like themselves. And so they seek solace in her because Vivica reminds them that maybe if they just get a little bit of money, they too can be a white man's last resort. And it's like, actually, a lot of y'all are not going to be white men's last resort because they don't want y'all to begin with. Like, I know a woman right now getting married to a white guy, and he's like, man, she's everything that I ever wanted in a wife, but she's a Jamaican conservative black woman. It's like, you're not the liberal woman that these women think that they're going to be and still get these white men. These white men want women that respect them and listen to their authority. They don't want black women over here twerking on fucking tables and doing all kinds of other stupid shit. But
because they think fucking them and being with them are the same thing. Even adult women think that. I'm like, bitch, that's not the same thing. You know that, right? They'll
who
fuck
do you
you.
think? Who do you think taught them that?
Their mothers.
Again, yeah. So everything goes back to, again, you can't like it's hard to blame all of today's woes on today's generation. Now, I mean, Gen X, yeah, they're lost. But like for a lot of millennial women, you can't blame. Well, that's the same. You know, I don't blame a lot of
Like,
millennial women for
really
the way
not,
that they
bro.
are.
How have they
Yeah,
not figured that out? Like, plenty of men will have
because I
sex
keep
with you,
telling
but they
you
won't
that
be with you.
women and men don't have the same life. And so that's why you have like women being like, there's no black men, where what is it, 50 or 60% of black men are middle class, childless, and single. It's like you don't get those kind of numbers unless, and these are the niggas who are not in jail, who are not, you know, around the block, who don't have a bunch of baby mamas. Like you don't get those kind of numbers. That's like I think roughly 3 million guys. You don't
They
get those
just
kind
want
of numbers.
regular ass money, like $50,000-$40,000 a year. But who wants those? They're bums. They're bums.
Oh, thank you, Ryder, for coming in from fucking left field.
There you
Ryder
go.
on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I
What's
appreciate
good?
it.
What's $40,000? Like $17 or what?
Yeah, it's like $17 an hour, which is actually not bad money.
Oh,
Actually,
Not
it's
bad.
not terrible money.
Not
People act
terrible.
like, oh,
I don't need a
you making
roommate.
no money. It's like, man, he can afford to rent. I mean, he might have to have a roommate if you want to be super comfortable, but he got enough to rent, have a car, and go on vacation. What you want? What you want? You're not gonna be in first class, but I guarantee you, economy gonna get you to the same destination.
I'm all about economy, bro. Nah. Nah, I'm not about economy anymore. You got what's that shit called? Comfort Plus, at
Actually,
least.
no, that's close. That's closer to $20 an hour.
Oh, okay, it's $20 an hour. Okay,
It's yeah, it's almost at 20. It's almost at this.
okay,
Almost.
like 19, 20. Okay, then that's
Well,
still
no,
that's still.
$20 an hour for 40 weeks times 12 months, or sorry, for 40 hours times 4 weeks and 12. That's 38,400. So I mean, it's like 21 ish. So this
Actually, you're
nigga,
right. 21. Okay.
exactly. Your boy, he making okay money. Again, it's not great money, but I'm sorry, y'all niggas, you're not. You're
I
more
think
than likely not the
I
woman
think
that
you'll be
wants to
okay.
be.
That's
Exactly.
how much
Like,
money these women are making. Women act like they make so much more money. I'm just like, those y'all
Yeah.
bitches out
well,
here making 17, 18. We
Yeah.
both can't get together. I'm like, yeah, y'all both can get together and not struggle, dumbass bitches.
Yeah, but see, no, they that's not what they're thinking about. They're thinking about, oh, money, so I don't have to work anymore, so I don't have to do this anymore. It's
That's
it's
not gonna happen.
it's like I can take what I got, put into this person, and then we both make 80,000+ a year, and we good. We can get a nice dream home. You know, we can get both drive some nice cars. We could both have a nice retirement.
I always wanted to be the 2 car household, but my wife can have the better car. I just need a car to get to A to B. I don't give a fuck about no nice car. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
That's you. People don't want to drive some nice cars. It's me. I'm driving a nice car, but you know, my lady gonna
Okay,
drive.
well, okay.
I'm gonna drive a nice car, but I don't feel like being a regular motherfucker and making under $100,000. So that's just me. But everybody ain't got to do that.
I
But
can
40,
make $100,000 plus, and I still won't have a crazy car. But I
huh?
think the cars I like are kind of
nigga,
expensive.
you lying out your goddamn mouth. We said we'd get Rivians in 2 years.
No. I'm just saying that's not still not crazy. I ain't talking about no G wagon. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, actually, you make a very solid point. You make a very shit.
Even the
Fuck.
pickup trucks I
You
like.
make you make
'Cause
a very you make a very solid point.
me and Black
RB, you make
Libertarian
a
like
very
pickup
solid point,
trucks, and them things about 40, 60,000 somewhere in there. I think the one he liked was about 80.
bro. Bro, you could get a contractor Ford Lightning with 216-mile range for right about 40 grand,
Okay.
42,000 if you want decent upgrades.
No,
But you
I'm
can
gonna
get
get
a
gas.
whole
I'm not
ass
doing no electric.
electric. You can get a whole ass electric truck by Ford for $42,000,
Are you serious?
and it's good.
It's
That shit
40,000?
only got 215-mile range though.
Yeah, but bro,
Yeah.
how far
No,
are you
no.
likely
250
going?
range actually almost because most cars on average get around 300, miles per gallon per tank on average. But that's their tank, depending on their tank size. But again, on average, 300,000. I mean, 300 miles. Excuse me. So with the EVs, their goal is to actually match that mile range per charge. But remember, like
But it
over
only
gonna
don't take 5 minutes to fill it up either.
very true, but again, if you plan it out and if you're always sitting at home and the car is on a charger, you ain't got to worry about mileage range and all that stuff. Because on again, Most people may drive their cars as a daily commute, and their daily commute is no more than 100 miles.
You know, man.
True indeed. True indeed.
Let's stop acting like, I'm these conversations act like we live in a void. Like everybody's got a perfect electrical system at home. Like, I mean, like there are other costs here, right? There are other costs. And we got to start living in reality when we have these conversations because no, everybody can't afford this.
I told him electric cars gonna have to hit 400 before it's feasible for a normal person.
Here's the thing about electric cars that a lot of people don't be mindful of, because I did a whole bunch of YouTube and reading about why should I buy an electric car over gas car? Like why? What's the difference? Why, right? And ultimately, you're not necessarily saving too much money on the gas, right? You're not actually, because when you do the cost calculations, it actually comes out to the same because you got to replace the battery every like 8 years. That can get very, very pricey. The battery's 8,000 and they don't see that coming down anytime soon. But where you do save the money, where the car is actually cheaper than a gas car, and ultimately it's cheaper than a combustible car, is that
is not true.
No, it is actually.
I've watched plenty of YouTube videos. That is not true.
Cheaper is because of the maintenance cost. It is a lot less costly to maintain if they do it right. But Tesla, they be acting
that
up.
Battery, you said 8,000. The battery's like 10,000 right now because of what's going on with nickel.
No. Well, yeah, but that's what's going on with nickel right now. You're not going to be replacing it in this exact moment. You're going to be replacing it in 8 years, and we've got 3 factories spinning up in America, but we're about to make our own batteries. Fuck these little Asian countries.
Well, what I'm saying is that's not like even at 10. I haven't seen anyone say that it was cheaper to own. Like it makes fiscal sense to own it over a regular combustible engine.
Okay, so I have an electric mower.
Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna say one thing, and then it's all yours. The reason why it's slightly cheaper is due to the maintenance cost. The reason why I'm saying that is because in a combustible engine, you have a ton of a hell of a lot more parts, and all those parts could potentially break. Now, Tesla happens to be the model staple child of electric cars, but guess what? Volvo's going to get into the game, and they're going to get into the game hardcore. And Volvos don't break down. They believe in quality parts. If you have a Volvo behind an electric car and they don't believe in breaking down, you have a car that will go like almost 100 miles, and you will not actually probably see no maintenance, very little maintenance cost. The only thing you have to maintain your tires and your brakes because they all use the same braking system. But other than that, when it comes to the actual engine, right, electric motors, not engines, they typically don't go bad. And if they do go bad, it's a cheap swap. And the labor is cheap. And
I object.
But other than that, when it comes to comparing combustible engines and electric, that's it. But remember, there's other alternative combustible engines because you got hydrogen fuel cell and you got a whole bunch of others too. And hydrogen fuel cell happens to be very, very efficient. It's just that getting the fuel.
Does anybody own an electric vehicle?
In this room? Probably
in
not.
this room.
No.
In this room, no. I almost had a electric car, but the deal fell through.
Okay, so I have an electric mower.
Me too.
It is ass.
It's
ass. Okay, I'm sorry, bro. Like, if this is what I have to look forward to in the future, this thing is ass.
And like when you talk about repair costs as well, a lot of repair costs are kind of interesting because a lot of stuff I do, well, we can do ourselves, and they always assume that you have other people do it for you. Like,
hence why I like doing car work myself and arms.
You ain't gonna do that on an electric car.
Cheaper to do the work yourself, and it's not that damn hard for most.
I object to what you said about the Volvo. Them Volvos are fucking stupid. They're about as bad as goddamn Pontiacs.
Oh damn!
Well, they don't make Pontiacs no more.
Exactly. The maintenance is high on them goddamn cars. The parts can damn near hardly be found. And then to replace them, you have to do a whole lot more shit just to goddamn replace a starter. I did a starter on a Volvo the other day. It was a Volvo.
Try to start on an electric car. What's that going to be?
Say that again?
Somebody look at the price of replacing a starter on an electric car. I guarantee it's not comparable.
Well, but remember, a start on an electric car it's not that simple because it's probably all attached to
to a computer. That's
I mean,
like, yeah, I'm just saying, like that kind of maintenance we thinking about too.
It's probably all in the damn motor.
I don't fucking know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are benefits to combustions. Like the way they build Teslas, they don't want you working on them. Like, and we know
No,
that.
that's a business strategy, which I do commend them on. But the damn thing is expensive.
Yeah, that's more of a business strategy. And even with
Not
Rivian, they're trying to keep your.
But again, there are people with Teslas. You can find them. Right now, Teslas are considered high-end cars, so they're hard to get somebody to work on them. But 10 years down the road, when these things are on the used market heavily, and you got other electric cars on the market, you will have mechanics starting to morely get into them, or you will have specialized mechanics that work solely on electric vehicles. It's coming, just a matter of time.
Well, the big thing is for Rivian and for Ford, they've tried to make it to where you can actually have people working on your car and it not costing you a ton. Because they look at like average combustible car, you're supposed to. I mean, again, it doesn't always happen, depending on if you know like a hood mechanic like Armstead, but they book you about 2,500. They're trying to be half of that because they're trying to make sure that over the course of those 8 years, you're saving half your money to pay for that $10,000
You're
or
gonna get rid
whatever,
of
you
it.
know.
You're gonna get rid
I
of
mean,
it.
yeah, but you still get your tax credit up front. That's the thing you also don't remember that you still get. I mean, that's only for this year. That's not for next year. Don't be coming for me talking about some you bought an electric car because Riker said so in 2023, and now all of a sudden you don't have access to the tax credit. But as of right now, they've tried to make it tax credit. That's the main selling point of electric car. You buy one, the government will pay for like a good 10 to 20% of your car off the top.
So what we're saying is basically all you people for the last 5 and the next at least 5 years, you're Gen 1 test dummies.
Well, it's not that you're Gen 1 test dummies. Gen 1 test dummies are people who bought the first couple of Ford cars or
I
Tesla
would say
cars.
Priuses. I would say Priuses.
Well, no, because the
Back in the
Prius
day.
people were fine. The Prius people
Mhm.
were fine. Like
That's Toyota. I trust Toyota over that. Be honest with you, than Tesla.
What about them smart cars?
Are
the
those
problem with
electric?
smart cars are electric, but the problem with smart cars is they tend to be small. That's why I think Rivian and whatchamacallit are winning. Is because for the most part, people actually want those cars because they're big enough. Like the Ford truck I was telling you about, that's like 42,000. That
Like
truck has a full fucking like a
bed,
full back.
everything.
Yeah, full bed,
But
everything.
215 miles, look, that's my daily. I don't know.
That's
Going to
not
the
your daily
store.
commute.
I mean,
Well, the
my
thing
daily
is,
commute probably a good
if
6 miles.
if it's charged at fastest capacity, you can charge up in 42 minutes. If you charge it by 110, it'll take you 10 hours. But 10 hours is about the amount of time you're going to be down from coming home from work. So, I mean, again, it's not the best, but it's not the worst.
And again, if you are coupled, you have another car or another vehicle in the household.
Yeah, but we can't make our rules based off couples because we do that, we're going
Right.
to get fucked up in the game.
You can also think about practicality, like everybody has different situations. Now, if you're just looking at the single individual doing what they need to do, all you have to do is plan for it. It's not
Single
that
individual, $50,000 a year.
Yeah, but you gotta
Yeah, but the
understand,
problem
plans
is,
don't always fall into play. Like right now, I have a car in my driveway. Right now, I have a 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude, and they shit's all supposed to be from Mopar. And you would think, from them being such a big, a big company, Chrysler and all, that they wouldn't have any problems. This Jeep, I was doing a CV axle on it. They
It's a
no longer.
Latitude. That's a cheap one.
No, 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 no. Oh, yeah, Latitude, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
So
cheap one.
basically,
A Latitude's a cheap. No offense, whoever that is.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's a car,
Yeah.
But my thing is that I called everywhere. I've called California, Florida, Tennessee, New York, Chicago, Washington, all these people, and of course all around my area. The CV axles are on national back order, which means there are none made in the country, and I can't even fucking order one.
Well, that's
So this,
another issue. That might
yeah,
have to do with the shipping
that car,
crisis and
supply chain, and COVID, bro.
right.
no, it had nothing. There's none made. They don't have any. No one
Well,
made any. They stopped making them for some reason.
you said Jeep. That's Jeep, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cheap. I mean, I don't know if we're saying it, but we're saying it just in case they might be sponsors in the future. But that's Jeep.
no, that's Jeep. Like, don't be blaming it on supply chain issues. It's fucking Jeep. GM's always been so fucking cheap
That's
about
not
every
GM.
fucking
That's
thing.
Jeep.
Yeah, that's
It's
Jeep.
Jeep is
Dodge.
GM.
Jeep is not GM.
Jeep is Dodge. Jeep is
Yeah, that's
I'm
Dodge.
sorry.
Chrysler.
Sorry,
Dodge
Chrysler.
cars.
That's even worse.
Dodge
Yeah.
Chrysler. Yeah, Dodge
Dodge
Chrysler Jeep.
Chrysler is worse. Yeah, Dodge Chrysler is worse. Both of those companies do the same shit, nigga. They always don't forecast anything, and then when there are problems, they go, "Oh, I'm sorry, you bought this car." It is what it is. So yeah, like I can understand there being no CV axles for Jeeps right now. Like that just
Can you get
seems
them
like some
off a
shit.
junk car?
Yeah, but the problem is everybody and their mama's doing the same shit. So you can go
No,
through
no,
every
no,
junk
no,
car.
no. This is what's crazy. There are none of them in the lot. I've been to a bunch of these junk. I've been to S&W. I've been to
That's what I'm
full
saying.
of.
Arm said everybody's doing the same thing that he just told you. Like, did you check junkyards? You think that wasn't the first place every person who needed a part
That'd be
checked?
the second place.
Well, no, most niggas try to do things cheap, so they check that place first, then they go see what a new one costs.
You check the new one, then you see what the old one
Yeah,
costs.
you check the new one, then you check the oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Nah,
y'all.
I
I'm a cheap
check
nigga.
to
I
see
see
what the
the old one.
junkyard got. I check the junkyard first, and I go from there. But part of that is because I got that from my old manager. He used to be like, "Look, bro, don't you buy no new part." He said,
It
"Bro,
kind of
I've
depends on
used."
what the part is, right?
No, he replaced his
I did.
engine with used parts
I
and his transmission.
mechanic, do
Yeah.
not buy no electrical parts from no junkyard.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
was the
yeah.
part.
We know that. We know
You
that with
crazy.
electrical
If it's a
parts.
Honda, I'm gonna snatch that starter. I'll snatch that starter.
Oh,
I'm gonna snatch that
bro,
starter on a Honda.
you know that started. You know that
Bro, you tripping? Bro.
game two
Starting number
thousand.
100.
That better be a 125 versus $400 for a car. I just want to keep running. Here you talking about?
No, a starter from the junkyard is gonna cost you what $70 versus buying a new one is gonna be 100. You spend $40 to get
That
a
ain't
new
no
one.
$100, man. That thing like 150, 160. That's half the price.
No,
That's
man, depends what
half
you
the price.
depends what you're
Half
selling.
the price.
Shit,
A
Nah,
got
nah.
me.
Don't tell him about that, Armstead. You might be resident mechanic, but he resident cheap nigga.
Resident
Cheap nigga
cheap.
101.
I don't give a fuck about that. That bitch still cut on. All right, cool. It been tested good,
Well, how
and you
you
can
know
bring it
though?
back. Shit, fuck that. On some car that's a
The
used car,
thing about it
clear.
is, though, if you bring it back, you ain't gonna get your money back. They're gonna give you credit.
They're gonna give me another part that work or Mac work.
No, you're gonna have to go and find one that works. They're not gonna pull it for you.
They'll get the one I go to. They'll give you another part. Oh, that one don't work. Then give me another one. If they don't get
Yeah,
another one,
yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
get your money back. They give you
Go,
two.
go find you another one.
They gonna find me another one.
Exactly. They gonna find me another one. We ain't playing this fuck game. We ain't playing this shit. Nigga, you better find me my motherfucking part.
I'm in the South. You just walk in there with your gun and be like, "Oh, okay." You gonna find me mine. Well, I ain't never happened to me. I did that with a starter once. Well, that bitch still worked. I ain't get fucked. That car still started up. It was a car that was a used car, so you put too much money into it. I ain't putting on new parts and no used car. Depending on the car and what I'm doing it for. What I'm
I
using it
mean, it just
for.
depends. It just depends. Like
That's
when I
my
was looking at a starter from Toyota for my shit when it went out, the starter was going to cost as much as if I bought a Chinese part from fucking AutoZone. So I just got the AutoZone part,
I
paid for
mean,
the core charge, and then got my core charge back once shit came back.
You guys
and
got
it
into
worked.
the car market now. Completely different ballgame than what it used to be like 3 years ago. So buying used
Yeah,
cars now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So you might want to think about putting a used
Used
little.
cars got a 40% markup according to Scotty Kilmer. Scotty
Yeah,
Kilmer.
according to Scotty Kilmer. Scotty Kilmer.
Scotty.
But yeah,
Kill.
nah, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. It's real out in these streets. Remember, I had to help my sister-in-law last year when we were looking for shit.
Yeah, I want
It
to
was
buy
a
me a
bitch and
car,
a half.
but like I've been looking, it don't make no sense to buy no car right now. To be honest with you,
Man,
it's straight.
there's a Ford F 250 that's sitting on the side of a farmer's market. I've just been looking at over and over again, over and over
How
again,
much
over and
is it?
over again.
25,
I don't know.
35?
I don't know. I never called the number because I just think that they're gonna try to fuck me, and I just don't want to. I just don't want to go out there and get mad.
Mm. You better off buying new. The new prices aren't as crazy as the used prices. Like
I
you
mean,
get
yeah, but
that
the problem with the
them
new
Ram
parts is
truck.
half the
I,
time they don't have. Man, I wouldn't buy a fucking Ram. They don't get no goddamn gas mileage at all.
I don't give a fuck about no gas mileage. Nigga, you different.
Nigga, you not abiding by the cheat code right now, nigga. That's not the cheat code.
Nah, bro. I need my bitch to be comfortable and high up on the road and fast with a. Yo, boy,
Nigga,
that bitch start rumbling.
I will buy the car that you have right now before I buy a fucking Ram anything.
Nah, I'll buy the Ram. I want the Ram. I like them
You just
Durangos.
want to be high up. You just want to be high up.
Correct. I
Fuck
like
you,
being high. I don't like being low anymore, bro.
bro. You're not low now.
I know I'm middle, but I like to be higher. I want to be higher.
That's kind of the difference between the Tacoma when I rented it versus the F-150.
I
F-150
like
sit
how
high.
high the F-150 sit. Yeah, I want to see the road.
I
Tacoma
mean,
too
nigga, you
low.
seen this.
Tacoma look like a
Tacoma.
truck that got stickers on it.
The big problem. The big problem with Tacoma for me was the fact that the cab seat doesn't come with cab crew by default. You got to pay extra if you want full back seats, and that's kind of a fucking problem in my book.
You might as well buy a Nissan pickup truck. Waste your goddamn money.
Nigga, you should have just bought a Tundra. I mean, shit, the Tacomas and Tundras don't start that far apart. It's only like
You get that
$8,000.
Ram for 10,000 less cheap, 10,000 less.
Yeah, because you're gonna be paying all 10,000 of that to the fucking gas companies, nigga.
Oh,
I
well,
remember
we'll
when
figure it out.
Doug Durango or whatever his name is reviewed the Ram. He said this is the best truck I ever had, but I ain't never buying some shit that's $100,000 and only get 8 miles a gallon. It can either be really expensive
You talking
or I
about
can
that
get
one with them? They got what them motors called? SRT motors? Not that one.
yeah
I wouldn't do it.
the SRT Hemi. He was like, it's the best truck. It's the best truck experience I've ever had. But that 8 miles a gallon, I ain't doing that
Yeah, I
shit.
see them charges only on Saturday and Sunday because them niggas don't go nowhere because they got gas mileage issues.
God damn.
I ain't
Yeah,
talking about
man.
no Hemi motor, bro. I ain't getting no Hemi motor. It's just not worth it for me. It'll be bad, but I need you to get at least 18.
I mean, yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. I just want decent gas mileage. Like we still live
Yeah.
in America,
Yeah,
but
it's
8 miles a gallon,
pickup truck. I
that's just
want a
fucking
truck.
ridiculous.
I don't expect gas mileage on the truck. I'm just being honest.
Well, no, I expect 18. Like I expect 18. I could maybe do 17, but that's the problem I have with Dodges. They'd be like 8, 12, 10. I'm like, nah, get the fuck out
My
of here.
Mustang had like 15. So that bitch didn't go. That bitch
Yeah,
had
but the difference
terrible
is
gas mileage.
Mustang at 15 is still better than that. It's not
That bitch
much
had
better, but it's still better.
terrible gas mileage.
Which
Terrible.
is funny because the E-Mach Mustangs. And I know we going on a super tangent here, but we just gonna keep going. This the
The car.
super the E-Mach yeah, the
That
E-Mach
low.
Mustangs, the electric ones. People be
Mm-hmm.
like, man, them things fast as hell. I'm like, yeah, it's an
Yeah.
electric car, bro. But how
Them
many
things
miles do you
fast.
get per gallon or
Charge.
per charge?
I
Because
don't know,
that
but
one
that thing
actually, I think
fast.
somebody said they charge 15. They charge like from like 5 or 10% to like 80% in 30 minutes. I'm like, I can do that. That's a trip at Publix. That's just one trip at Publix.
I know,
And I
but that
mean,
thing me, but
the
that thing
price
fast.
is pretty comparable because I mean, at home I'd be able to charge myself, and then when I go to out and about, I could charge up if I needed it. But I mean, it's highly unlikely because I mean, don't nobody go to work no more. Don't nobody do that drive no more.
I know. Well, this is a car segment. I guess we can still talk about cars. Name some of the cars y'all been looking at, just out of randomly looking at them.
Well, I already said the F 250, 150, of course. Also, I've been thinking about, maybe, just maybe looking at a Tundra, but, I don't really like the way Toyota does the infotainment. I mean, I don't like Fords because they have so much fucking oil that you got to change. But at the same time, if I'm gonna be up under a car, I want to be up under a car that I like, not up under a car that I okay with.
If it's a Ford, it's gonna be a pickup truck or a Mustang. That's it. And
I
that's pretty
mean,
much all they make right now. Because I think that Expedition, that's supposed to be a good car though. No Expedition's supposed to be a good car.
Oh, they got a lot better on the Expedition because Expeditions, they used to be like ideal vehicles, just that gas mileage was shit, literally
I
dog.
think they got V6 motors now, don't they? They don't
It's
even
a
got the V8s.
you know, actually
They
I think
have
they make
V6 with turbos.
yeah, but a lot of because even with the Mustangs now, right? Like the Mustangs now, they get really good gas mileage. And depending on if you get if you have 4 and 6 cylinders, they get great gas mileage. But
I think they still got 8, right? They got 4, 6 in that, right?
got 8, but honestly, I ain't gonna lie. If you want like 8 Mustang, you might as well go for another. Well, it depends on your what you're looking for buying a car anyway. But I know like
I'm
because
buying a Mustang. You're gonna have 8 cylinders in it. I'm sorry.
new car,
I mean, if you get an eight-cylinder Mustang, just don't complain about gas mileage. I never want to hear
I mean,
hear
I
you that
did.
come out of your mouth.
I did it. You get used to it. That's why y'all talk about gas and
Well,
be
no,
like,
but the difference here is you didn't complain about it. And I see so many people who get these new cars and they be moaning and complaining. It's like, bro, you realize you got a V8, nigga. That's for power, not for fucking
mm-hmm.
driving your kids to fucking Disneyland.
Correct. Dumbass.
yeah. Because with me, I love the Raptor, the F-150 Raptor.
Ooh, wee. Them things pretty. They got V8s though.
Let them trust me. I got my friend house one. We used to go to lunch. His Raptor. I was like, yo, bro, I just love this car. This car is amazing.
Yeah, we jumped in your little Lexus for that, boy. I ain't jumping on that. For lunch. We jumping in that
For
Lexus,
lunch,
boy.
nah, bro. We gonna jump in that little Lexus.
We gonna jump in.
but like that Raptor is nice. Like if I because I want a truck because I like to ride and I want to like kind of bring my motorcycle around other places I can ride. I want an F-150 to ride that bitch. F-150s, but the new Lexus IS 250, the 2022s,
Ooh.
too. They did a really good job with, I think, this upcoming one.
They still make the F Sport this year, or I thought they were stopping it.
No, they still work.
I need to
And
look at that. Oh,
they're rare. And right now, since the car supply is so shortage, they ain't really doing too much to, like, make the situation better, but they don't really care because they're making money off of it. So they really don't care. They really don't. But again, IS250s, I noticed they're like a niche thing because a lot of people either go for the ES or the GS because they're bigger. People aren't like what IS is for driver enthusiasts, like getting the BMW 3 Series. I forgot what class they did. Those are for drivers that love to drive and like really hit turns and stuff like that. But again, the F-150 on my list. But I know Riker was telling me about another truck that's comparable to the Raptor, and I saw that bad boy, and I was like, that's nice. Because what did they call it again? They called it a Raptor Killer, but what did they call it again? I can't remember. Riker, do you remember what they called
No,
it?
no, that was the Ram. That was the Ram that I was telling you about. That's the Ram.
that
Uh,
TRX.
Yeah.
TRX.
that
They only
was
make
that
like
TRX.
800 of
That
those, I
TR.
think, or like
Yeah.
600. Yeah, look at those TRXs, those Dodge Ram TRXs. Ooh, them things
All right,
pretty.
you need gas mileage.
I think
I'm
they're
not
only
gonna
making like
pay
800
that much
though,
money to
so
get gas.
it's
No, I'm
good
sorry, I
luck.
ain't doing it. But yeah, Raptor is my thing. IS, I already own one.
Okay, that's
So
an
to upgrade, I get
SRT.
another one. But I wish I would make an electric version of it. I want an electric version of the IS. But there is actually another Mercedes came out with a car that's all fully electric. That car is badass. I think that car is like $60,000-$70,000 too. For a high end, it's affordable. And what you get in that car is flat out amazing. Every single seat has its own personal assistant. You can adjust your own climate control within the 4 zones, and navigation is off the chain where you just talk to the car and the car does what you need it to do. Yo, Mercedes did their thing with that fucking car. It's not perfect, but wait, what?
TRX, by the way, base is 77. The base TRX, that Dodge, just comparable to the Raptor, is 77.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's
only 77. Only 77.
Yeah, only 77. Yeah.
We
So,
know. We know. Only people who listen to us are rich black kids. So
yeah.
y'all easily afford this shit.
I can buy us some. Ford, we can either choose the Raptor or we can choose this TRS. Send us one of each, and we'll tell you that we choose both. And no, we need about 4 of them, right? 5? Well, just
Five.
to be
We need
fair,
5 of them.
we need at least 5. I mean, if you weren't here for this podcast, we support Dodge and we support the TRS. Whichever one
I
gives
mean,
us
look,
one for
there were
free.
5 people in this podcast. It was me. It was you. It was Armstead. It was Sham. It was Black Libertarian, and
Yeah,
it was the writer. So
and
we just need
y'all
5.
send us one of each, and we'll choose which one is the best, and we'll let y'all know. And y'all, handle that tax implication under the table, and we'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure that shit right there out. But
Just like Oprah
I,
and her free
no,
cars.
exactly. Just like open her free cars. But I really did appreciate everybody coming to this episode of the Everyday Black Man Podcast, podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I've been Riker. He's been R. Reed. He's been Armstead. He's been the writer, Sham, and Black Libertarian. Follow us on Twitter, EVID Black Men, Instagram, Everyday Black Men, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. We also have our Patreon,